Universal Studios Hollywood is about to go full throttle because a brand new high-speed roller coaster is racing into the park in 2026. And it's not just any ride. This is Universal Hollywood's first ever high-speed outdoor roller coaster and the fastest coaster in the entire Universal Destinations and Experiences lineup. It's called Fast and Furious Hollywood Drift, featuring a cutting-edge ride system designed to launch you straight into the heart of the Fast and Furious universe. In this video, we're breaking down everything you need to know, from where it's being built, hidden secrets from the movies, and what the concept art reveals. Buckle up because it's time to go fast.
Smoke. On June 12th, 2025, Universal released the official concept art and video promotion for this new ride. This is the fourth intimate coaster at a Universal park in the last 5 years, and each one of those coasters has become a staple in their own right. And this Fast and Furious Hollywood Drift coaster is even crazier than we anticipated.
You done?
No, I'm not done.
The track comes in at 4,100 feet, which is just 600 feet shy of the Velocicoaster, so this isn't going to be a 10-second race.
You know this ain't no 10-second race.
You ready, kid?
And even crazier, it'll feature groundbreaking 360-degree rotation of each ride vehicle at a top speed of 72 miles an hour, which is 2 miles an hour faster than the Velocicoaster, and making this Universal's fastest attraction on the planet.
He's a freak. He's a fast killer.
So you're telling me that this thing goes 72 miles per hour while spinning around? Well, not exactly. The ride vehicle allows for 360-degree rotation, providing the ability to turn the vehicles away from the community at key scream moments. This is to ensure that the noise doesn't bother the surrounding areas. The state-of-the-art sound reduction is extremely important for this ride, and here's why. Our park is smack in the middle of 5 neighboring communities, so each time there's a proposed project, there are a lot of hoops it needs to jump through in order to get approved. The biggest concern with this coaster and the community was sound and lights.
This is our concern, dude.
So Universal went above and beyond to tackle the biggest potential issue, which is the sound and screams coming from the roller coaster.
Also, if you could maybe just sometime
Keep it down!
So we mentioned earlier about the 360-degree rotating vehicles, but Universal set up 3 other solutions to tackle the sound. You can see from the concept art there's a huge half-pipe shield going over the Starway. Well, there's actually 2 of them. The other shield will be located at the furthest end of the track, and based on the testing, these shields lowered the sound by approximately minus 15 decibels.
What? What?
This coaster is built on a low rumble track, meaning that the track is filled with pea gravel to minimize the vehicle sound, and this helps with the rattle and vibrations. And the biggest one is the sound wall that's longer than 2 football fields. This sound wall is made of Acoustablock material. This material is a sound-absorbing product that will help reduce the sound from the attraction from traveling into the community. It's kind of hard to gauge how tall this wall will be, but for scale, here's the fire station next to the wall. Look how tiny it makes the building look.
He's absolutely right.
We're on location in front of the Toretto family home, and we're over here to try to find any clues of the storyline or anything we should know for the future Fast and Furious Hollywood Drift coaster. The house looks different from the film. They put a gate around it, and there's actually not a garage on the side, so that must have been added for the film. Regardless, it looks exactly the same, and it seems like everyone else had the same idea. There's about 20 other people, and I'm guessing that they're all Fast and Furious heads. Everyone has the cross necklace just like Dom Toretto, and nobody has sleeves on. So I think we're in the right place.
Looks like you got all the help you need, brother.
So we're literally 9 miles away from Universal Studios theme park, and I just think it's so cool. So for any of you guys that are traveling out here for this new coaster, make a weekend out of it and come visit all of the shooting locations from the first film. I think this is so cool, and it's one of my favorite things about living in Los Angeles is this very thing. In 10 minutes, you can be at a theme park, and then you can be at a place where they filmed a movie.
Cool. Yeah, it is cool.
The ride vehicles on this coaster will have 2 trains moving on the track with 16 people in each train. That means each train will have 4 different cars. Each car sits 4 people for a total of 16 passengers per train. The coolest thing is that each of the cars are themed to the most famous vehicles in the film franchise. The first ride vehicle that was officially revealed to the public is the most iconic one in the franchise, and that's Dom Toretto's 1970 Dodge Charger. The next vehicle is Han's 1997 Mazda RX-7 from Tokyo Drift. The third car is Brian's blue Skyline from the 2009 film Fast and Furious. And the final car is Brian's 1994 Toyota Supra MK4 from the original film.
I owe you a 10-second car.
I'm most excited for Han's car, well, because I'm Asian, and also because I'm Asian, I have to give you a nerd fact. While all of these ride vehicles sit 4 people, none of these cars are actually 4-seaters. They're all 2 doors. You can get a closer look at one of these ride vehicles in the Universal Plaza right now.
And one thing I'm noticing, you guys, is there's no steering wheel. Who's driving this?
These ride vehicles are massive and look accommodating. The ride vehicle has the exact same seat and lap bar harness as the Velocicoaster and Stardust Racer in Orlando. The seat sits low and it doesn't look like your feet will be dangling on this ride. There's also built-in onboard speakers for this attraction. What do you think they're going to be playing on this ride?
It's been a long day.
Please don't play Wiz Khalifa.
Y'all made me cry, man. Y'all, man.
No offense, Wiz Khalifa. Personally, we would love to hear some Luda screaming Too Fast, Too Furious.
Too fast, too furious. I'm too fast for y'all, man.
Also in the front row of each vehicle, there are 4 different gauges, none of which work, but it would be really cool to see a digital speedometer to see how fast you're going on this attraction. I'm loving these ride vehicles, but they're freaking huge, like massive. And it's hard to grasp what 4 of these are going to look like on a train going up and down this hillside. And I love that they made each car its own personality and didn't just make 4 of the same cars. I have a feeling that people are going to start to request their favorite type of car. Comment down below which car you're most excited to ride in.
Okay, so which one do you want?
I want them all.
Another concern was lighting, and this coaster is visible from the community from basically any vantage point. You can see it driving down the 101. So the lighting package for this coaster actually is part of the evolution plan, meaning there's no strobing or pulsating lights. We were actually told the only lighting package part of this for nighttime will be the headlights on the car. So you're not gonna see any neon lights, you're not gonna see the coaster light up like Stardust Racer, which means it's gonna be scary as heck at night. And the reason for the strict lighting parameters is park hours. They want this attraction to run consistent with park hours, meaning it opens to close, it doesn't close early like the Studio Tram Tour, and it's supposed to be compliant for special events like Halloween Horror Nights and Grinchmas. They want this coaster to essentially run from the time this thing opens to it close with no complications of it closing down. So if we can have this coaster running all the time, I'm all for that lighting package.
I fear I'm going to be the annoying Captain Obvious here. I'm glad that there's no lighting package. I get the safety reasons, but also in a true drifting situation, or if you're driving around Hollywood, the streets are barely even lit. Let's be real. If you go into Hollywood, the streets are not lit at all. There's like one puny little light that's almost out. So this is very authentic to how you'd be driving around in Hollywood.
I have to be honest and say I am a little bit upset to see there won't be a lighting package on this coaster. Universal Orlando does a great job lighting up all their attractions at night, whether it's the Hulk coaster, Velocicoaster, or the new Stardust Racers. While I know it's a safety concern and safety is always #1, I am kind of upset not to see blue neon lights racing off the cars, kind of like the first 4 Fast and Furious films. But it's all good. As long as I can ride this all the time, we're good.
Recently, Universal dropped official concept art of the coaster, and while concept art is concept art, Universal has a great track record of staying true to their concept art vision. This coaster's in the middle of the theme park, expanding from the upper lot to the lower lot, and it feels like Universal finally has a true icon. Well, aside from the world-famous Studio Tram Tour, of course. We know that you'll be able to see this coaster from every area of the park. What we can see from this concept art is that the queue will be inside of this building, and while we can't see inside, there's a couple things we know are coming to this space, like a gift shop, a restroom that was at the former Animal Actors building, a locker system for guests to stow their belongings,
See you on the other side!
and a security checkpoint within the queue. Universal doesn't mess around when it comes to safety. If there's an inversion, you bet your booty they're gonna make you stow all your loose items. We can't have loose articles flying out on guests. We've seen this with all their extreme coasters in Orlando. Do you think we'll get the same locker and security system that we see on Velocicoaster, Stardust Racers, and the Hulk coaster?
Fully. While we don't know exactly what's going on in this space, the windows, entrance, and lighting lead us to believe this is a potential space for retail. And while it's not 100%, this part of the queue feels separate from the rest. And when we're talking about a gift shop or a souvenir shop, there's only one location from the first Fast and the Furious movie that makes the most sense, and that's Racers Edge. It's also the only filming location in Hollywood. This is it right now. It's called OBB Studios now, but at one time, this is where they would have a huge car on the top of here, and this is where Brian worked. This is where he would go get his NOS.
I need NOS. I need NOS.
And work for, I forget his name, Bob? I don't know. Hank.
Chill out, bro. He's just slinging parts for Harry, man.
You work for Harry, right?
Yeah, I just started.
You were just fired.
The reason why I thought this would be a great spot for merchandising or a gift shop, it's the only location in the movie that actually sells race car parts, NOS, etc. All that takes place in there. So if you're really trying to stay on theme for Fast and the Furious, there's no other place than the Racers Edge.
Kids pour in here, they want everything he has, every performance part, and they pay cash.
Unless they theme in on any of... Oh. What was that, Dom Toretto right there in the Ford Focus?
I have to use the bathroom. It's an emergency.
While no restroom space is visible, the previous location of the Animal Actor stage had restrooms. And since Universal hasn't added any additional restrooms to the upper lot, we feel confident in saying there will be a Fast and Furious toilet here in the near future.
I was way too fast and pretty furious. A little bit too furious.
And if you're eating at Cucina Mexicana, this is gonna be the closest place right over here to... well, you know.
I mean, that's nasty.
Another thing that you can see is that the Welcome to Springfield sign is still intact. This looks like the only visible representation in Springfield of the Simpsons in the concept art. Does this mean that Springfield isn't going away then?
No way.
The reason we think that they left the sign as part of the concept art is to show that this area wouldn't be remodeled for the next couple of years. Also in the concept art, they have shaded areas outside with what looks to be potential outdoor queue space. We initially thought this outdoor space is a hangout or a future food place, but when we zoomed in, it actually looks like an outdoor queue. What do you guys think?
Smells like Dom Toretto's family barbecue. If they make that, I'm gonna pitch myself to be on Universal Green.
So looking at this area, it feels like it'd be perfect for food and beverage. And if we're staying on course with the first film, there's only one location that fits perfectly in there for food and beverage, and that's gonna be Toretto's Market and Cafe. This is the original location, and it says Bob's Market, but this is the original location from the film where you can go get your tuna sandwiches. We're gonna go find out if they actually sell tuna sandwiches.
I'll have the tuna.
No crust?
No crust.
Confirmed. They do not sell tuna sandwiches in there. They do have Coronas, but they have a ton of merchandise for the Fast and Furious. I gotta get the tuna no crust shirt. Yeah, we gotta get all the merchandise in there right now. Who would have known? You can get all the Fast and Furious merchandise right here in your neighborhood.
This is so cool, but literally what a missed opportunity to not have little sandwich packs to go of like a Corona and no crust tuna sandwiches. But I know that costs extra and this is just a little market, but that's a missed opportunity. Bob's, you need to get on it.
Also, there's a little bit of merchandise in that store. So they had different shirts you can get, different action figures in miniatures of actually the market, which was super cool. But I actually saw a funny Fast and Furious shirt in there. The tuna no crust was epic. Like, I've never seen anything funny as far as Fast and the Furious merch. It always really feels really serious and like fast, you know, but not funny. And that is hilarious. Like, if we can get something like that in the new Fast and Furious Hollywood Drift gift shop, that would be great.
Wait, what does the merch feel like?
Like serious and fast. Fast and Serious. That's the sequel.
And while there haven't been any clues regarding the storyline for this attraction, the coaster is called Hollywood Drift, meaning it takes place in Hollywood. The only film that takes place in Los Angeles is the original film from 2001. The reason why we believe this by looking at the concept art and the promo video, there are definitely a few nods to the original film. Dom's 1970 Charger and Brian's 1994 Eclipse are the two main vehicles from that film. And what about the barrel roll at the very end of the attraction? Doesn't this feel exactly how the first movie ended? Shout out to Nick's grandpa Kenny, who coordinated the entire ending stunt.
And since nearly every new attraction offers food and beverage, I would love to see Toretto's Market and Cafe make a return, but only if they're serving tuna sandwiches.
I like the tuna here.
While that sounds awesome, I don't think they will want to make a new attraction that's solely based on the film from 2001. One, you would lose out on all the stars from the last 9 movies, and I just can't picture a world where Ludacris is not in this attraction.
Right, y'all see this? Everybody take a real good look. This is what you call mutual respect.
2, the final installment of the Fast franchise will release in 2026, and this would feel like a great way to promote it. I personally think it's going to be an original storyline where they take it back to Hollywood, and this would be more of a family-friendly race for bragging rights.
Dude, I almost had you.
Kind of like,
hey, you want to race on our turf? In Hollywood, prove yourself and be part of the family.
Ride or die, remember?
And I'm hoping that they stay in 2001, and our mission is to steal as many DVD/VHS combinations from the back of that truck. But we want to hear from you. Comment down below and let us know what you think about the Hollywood Drift Coaster coming to Universal Studios Hollywood. Does this ride seem fun to you? Is it scary? Do you care about who Dominic Toretto is? And would you love to buy the DVD after riding this ride?
Yeah, 1000%.
We're going to be dropping updates all the way to the opening of this ride in 2026. So if you like this video and want more content like this, make sure to like and subscribe. It really helps us grow, and if not, thanks for stopping by.